September 15th, finally, we have a date for Battery Investor Day. Granted, it is the tentative date, so obviously this could change, given Battery Investor Day has changed literally a dozen times. And the sad fact that it was originally supposed to be in Q3 of last year, now it's coming out in the end of Q3 of this year. It's pretty dang late, and I know COVID delays things to a certain extent, but still, just the fact that, originally in previous earnings calls, they were like, oh, we could probably do it in April, and then later we heard, oh, you know what, actually it might be end of May, and then we heard, oh, the date will probably be unveiled after July, and now Elon saying it's another 3 months from now. So it's the first time Elon has ever actually given us a concrete date before, instead of, just kind of alluding to a certain part of the year of like, oh, end of May, maybe April. This one feels a lot more concrete. I think it's because it's so far out and because he's given us a firm date on it for both the annual shareholders meeting, which will also be at this event, which honestly, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like that might detract from the importance of Battery Investor Day. If you've been watching, The Limiting Factor or lots of channels detailing all of the things Tesla is rumored to be talking about at Battery Investor Day, this is a big deal. Tesla does not do these things annually. Tesla does not often come forward and say, hey, this is how we build our batteries, this is our game plan, and this is how we're going to stay ahead of the competition. This is like a once-in-a-lifetime type event. There might be more like it in the future, but there hasn't been one like it currently, and to know that that is going to be merged with the annual shareholders meeting where people are going to be asking lots of stupid questions and having to take their votes on whether or not Tesla is going to invest in advertising. I kind of wish these two separate events could be on different days because they have different priorities, and who knows, maybe Battery Investor Day will make all of these shareholders feel a lot better about the company. But yeah, I definitely have some theories on how Tesla's going to be rolling out that million-mile battery we've heard so much about, given essentially within the hour of Elon announcing when Battery Investor Day was going to be, we saw the shipping and delivery dates for all of Tesla's suddenly jump way back to the worst they can ever be, which is 8 to 12 weeks. It was literally that morning I was checking the website and all of the Model 3s were available for 1 to 2 week delivery. Until we found out about Battery Investor Day, and then now they're all pushed back to 8 to 12 weeks. So some people are theorizing that that is because, given Battery Investor Day is about 12 weeks from now, Tesla wants to start implementing this new battery chemistry, or perhaps Project Roadrunner, which for those of you who don't know is Tesla working on their own redesigned cell, which could maximize energy density in a cost-effective manner. If you watch the Third Row podcast where Elon joined them, he talked about how there's modules in the current day battery pack that don't need to be there and that they could do some drastic redesigns to the battery pack to make it better. So seeing that implemented into all Tesla vehicles within the next 3 months, I think would be a really smart way to unveil and announce your new battery technology, because you want to avoid the Osborne effect, right? You don't want to announce that, hey, by the way, starting next year or starting summer of 2021, we're going to start rolling out our brand new battery chemistry. It's going to degrade way slower than current day batteries, and the battery pack will basically survive the life of the car. Again, 1 million miles before the battery needs to be serviced. And obviously, most cars are not making it that far anyway. So essentially, very little degradation, and at the same time being built in a cost-effective manner. So over time, the cost of electric vehicles will be able to go down. If you announce that type of battery pack and said that it won't be making it into your vehicles until the summer of 2021, that's going to hurt your present day sales. That's going to make everybody avoid buying one and decide, oh man, I was thinking about getting a Tesla, but if they're about to, revolutionize the battery pack and make the car way better for the long run, I'll just wait for summer. And Tesla doesn't want that. They want you to buy a Tesla right now. So much, in fact, that they're kind of pushing their end of the quarter sales quota by including 1 year of free supercharging with every Tesla from existing inventory you buy and take delivery of before the end of June. They also, on a side note, reduced the price of basic autopilot for those of you who bought the $35,000 Model 3. If you want to buy autopilot now, it's only $2,000 via the software upgrades tab in your phone instead of the usual $3,000, which I guess some people were just asking Elon about, and he said, okay, sure, but keep in mind that deal will only last until July 1st. That's when full self-driving is going up to $8,000. And via some recent tweets, Elon Musk also reconfirmed that full self-driving will have a subscription option by the end of this year, but financially, it'll still make the most amount of sense to buy it outright. So what he's essentially saying is, yes, you'll be able to subscribe to full self-driving for a monthly cost, but it's not going to be worth it. I imagine that means that you're renting the software and you could be spending $200 a month or something for 12 months. And if you stop paying for full self-driving, you'll will have nothing. You won't have any ownership towards it. If you want to pay for it outright, it'll still be $8,000 even if you subscribe to it for a year. That's just my personal prediction of what it's going to be, but again, totally could be wrong. But finally getting a concrete date is very reaffirming, even if it is tentative. I know that Elon has said in tweets in the past that he really wanted Battery Investor Day to not be an online event. He wanted people to be there and be present. I'm not exactly sure why that is, unless they're planning on unveiling some type of new prototypes or new products at this event, but of course that is wild speculation. We know Elon's been talking about Plaid Model S for a long time. A lot of people are thinking maybe that this new million-mile battery will be implemented into the higher priced Teslas at first, like the Plaid Model S, like the Model X, and then in time they'll make their way into the 3 and Y. It'll just take a little while, but again, I really want to emphasize the fact that if Tesla announces this new battery tech and it's not being implemented into their cars till a later date, I feel like that could potentially really hurt their sales, which is why, in my opinion, similar to Tesla Autonomy Day, when they announced the full self-driving computer they had designed, they also announced, oh yeah, every Tesla we built over the past 2 weeks already has this computer, so you don't have to wait for the full self-driving computer to be available. I think they're going to do something very similar at Battery Investor Day and say, oh yeah, by the way, if you bought a Tesla at any time in the next couple weeks, you already have this new battery chemistry. We've already implemented it. That's the best way that the shareholder meeting and Investor Day can just be kind of a big advertisement that you need to buy an electric vehicle, especially a Tesla, right now, because the batteries have never been better, so you don't have to feel like you need to wait for later. You can just go ahead, get one on September 15th, and you'll know that the battery lasts a lot longer than it did a couple weeks ago. Those are just my theories on what this could mean. Let me know what you guys are most excited for to hear about at Battery Investor Day by hitting me up over on Twitter and joining my Discord. And also just remember that while the long roadmap of scaling battery production will eventually allow Teslas to get cheaper and cheaper, it's not happening overnight, guys. I don't think that Battery Investor Day means that all of Tesla's prices are suddenly going to drop $5,000 in one day. This is going to be a long-term process, and every couple of months you'll see maybe a grand come off each car. A couple months go by, another grand. Couple months go by, another grand, and it'll be a slow, gradual process until, electric cars start undercutting gas cars, which should be possible in time, but we'll know for sure within the next couple months. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have an excellent rest of your day. Take care.